Hello there, welcome on this platform. We'll be talking about Mali in this podcast, about insecurity in Mali, the implication of the West, the implication of Moldova, the implication of Ukraine. You know, they are linked, all these countries I just mentioned, the West, collective West, Ukraine, and Moldova. And I think some months back when I talked about what happened in Tizawatin, that's the northern part of Mali, not far between the borders, Algerian and Malian border. That's where Tiziawatan is situated. The brutality of the attack that took place in the month of July this year was such that we started asking ourselves a lot of questions. The implications of countries, the implications of individuals, and all that. We asked ourselves so many questions to better understand because the degree of intelligence these guys got was very, very confusing. Like, okay, did they infiltrate the Malian forces, the farmer, to have this information? If they did, how? Who helped them to infiltrate? But friends, at the end, we understood that it had something to do with the Western intelligence. The Americans are in Mauritania. Algerians are not playing a clean game. Algerians, for some of their elites, they think Mali is another part of Algeria and they can manipulate Malians as they want. You have religious leaders who have been received in Algeria and manipulated by the Algerian authorities. I mean, some elite in Algeria. And then the implications also of Mauritania. Some elites in Mauritania are engaged in the destabilization of the northern part of Mali. It is because the north of Mali is so rich. Because if you listen to the Western media, especially politicians in France, you have the impression that Mali has nothing. But no, Mali is not that empty as they pretended. They purported that Mali was just the northern part was just an empty, a vast, empty land without any resources and all that. That's fake. That's big lie. Now, in that which concerns the attack in the northern part of Mali and the continuous destabilization of the northern part of Mali, who is implicated in these different attacks and destabilizations? We saw the hands of Jenin, they call them the group, the Soutien al-Islam et au Musulman. That's one of the terror groups. You have this other one called the CSP-DPA, the Azawad Coalition of Separatists active in the northern part of Mali. Separatist movement. Why do they want to separate Mali? What are they revendicating? If you look at what is happening keenly in Mali, you see that the authorities are talking with each and everyone in that country, the sons and daughters of the country, to look for suitable solutions to their worries. There might be cases of discrimination. But this Azawad movement represents the Tuaregs? No, it doesn't represent the Tuareg. It's just a group created by the West, especially France, to continue to make pressure bear, to explain to the West the reason why they are supposed to be there. And their partners also are cognizant of what is happening in the northern part of Mali. Now, let's talk about the implications of some countries, especially Ukraine. Why Ukraine? Ukraine is that country that is saying that Russia violated its sovereignty, and they are fighting against that. And Ukraine violated the sovereignty of Mali, and they were happy singing the song of the attack in the month of July. Do you understand something about this whole thing? It's very confusing, right? Ukrainians should lambast their government. Let me give an example. You have Adri Yusuf. Adri Yusuf is a spokesperson for the Ukrainian intelligence. He wrote on social media, it's on record, that Ukraine helped these terror groups with intelligence to attack the Malian forces. He said that. And in Dakar, Senegal, the ambassador, I don't know if he's still there, was so very happy on another social media called Facebook. He was called to order by the Minister of Foreign Affairs after our condemnation, massive condemnation. So you see the incongruity of what is happening in this world. You see the nature of the barbaric nature of some people who say they are civilized. What did Mali do wrong to Ukraine? What did Mali do wrong to Moldova? Because the heads of this group, CSP, GPA, and the Jenin, the transit via Mauritania, according to information we got, and then they arrived Moldova. From Moldova, they transit to Ukraine to go and get training to come and destabilize Mali. You are watching me. You are listening to me. You are Ukrainian. You're Moldovan. Do you think it's correct? Is it correct? We should be coherent with the way we are looking at things and saying, we as Africans, we are calling for an end to the war in Ukraine. We're saying that you should negotiate. And on the other hand, the West is using Ukraine, because the West is the one that's implicated there, is using Ukraine to train terror, to continue to terrorize us. Mali will never succumb to terrorism. It's not possible today. It will never be possible tomorrow. So I was just in a way trying to present to you the implications of countries like Moldova, countries like Ukraine, in the training of senseless, brutal, uncultured individuals in the groups I just mentioned. Jenin, CSPDPA. We are going to fight and fight them brutally so that peace should reign in Mali. You know, IS, the Confederation of a Silent State, is making them confused. The fact that these countries are well organized economically, they are trying to be free economically, they want to gain their economic freedom, the food sufficiency and all that, is a big problem to France and a big problem to the West. Ukraine cannot say that they are fighting against Russia because Russia violated their sovereignty, and on the other hand, Ukraine is violating Malian sovereignty. What did Malian people do to Ukraine? What did the silent people do to Ukraine? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. So you can't be saying that you're fighting Russia and creating tension and terrorism in another country. That's sheer stupidity, friends. Thank you for always watching videos on this platform. Let's take the appointment for some other time. And now, I don't go. Bye bye.